What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 54. I was starting today's episode off with some player training, and as you can see I took Tabak out of the drills as he now has 60 overall, so I put Elliot Harris, our young striker, the nephew of Neil Harris, in the drills as well. Of course he has potential to be special, but has a very low overall. And I decided to promote a few more players from our academy. After the last episode I did a few, and I thought I'd do a few more as well, but as you could see, we hit our squad cap. 52 is the maximum amount of players you're allowed in your squad, and as you can see, unfortunately, I cannot promote any more players to the team, which means we need to sell some players or release some players from our senior team if we are to have some more players coming into our first team from our academy. So I put a few players that only show great potential on the transfer list, including Bamba, including Mason Ward. Brian Fagan, by the way, he's not going on the transfer list. This is the most exciting player out of the bunch of players we promote from the youth academy. 6'6", Northern Irish central midfielder. His highest stat is stamina. He's got high work rates, and he's got 5-star skill moves. Yeah, I'm excited about that guy, let's just be honest. I'm very excited about that guy. I cannot wait to start playing games with him. A monster through the middle of the park with those high work rates. Stamina is his highest rating. And he's got 5-star skill moves as well. Like, you can imagine that there was a bulge in my trousers when I saw those stats on that guy, man. He looks absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to start using him. Hard-working player, high work rates, high stamina. Oh, I love it. Anyway, first game... First game of this episode is Chelsea here at Bramall Lane, coming on the back of the 1-1 draw away at the King Power Stadium against Leicester City. Now taking on Chelsea. Frank Lampard's side taking us on in another, I'm sure to be, epic battle in this new big rivalry between Sheffield United and Chelsea. And of course, after they knocked us out of the FA Cup here at Bramall Lane, with Chelsea only 5 points ahead of us in the table, despite being sat in third place right now, showing you how tight the league table has been this season at the top of the table, outside the top two. What a game. This was going to be an extra edge to this game with the rivalry we've got right now between us and Frank Lampard's side. And of course, Davy Prupper was starting this game, his first appearance since the ACL he suffered all the way back at the start of the season. Great to see him back on the pitch. And as you can see, just 2 minutes into the game, pretty much directly from kickoff, redemption for Ivan Toney, the shocker. Back in the FA Cup quarter-final, Toney running through one-on-one against Kepa when we were trailing by a goal. Missed the chance to make it 2-2. Chelsea went on to knock us out. Ivan Toney, though, has got rock-solid confidence. What a goal by the shocker. A redemption moment for our number 29, just outside the area. Weaker left foot, says Kepa. Pick that one out. Top corner from our number 29. I love the players coming to celebrate with Toney as well, because they know how big that goal was for Ivan Toney. He now joins an exclusive club of players who have now scored 30 goals or more in a Premier League season. And of course, don't forget, he goes a few goals clear of Lautaro Martinez, who's playing catch-up to him in the Golden Boot race. And speaking of Martinez, as he has that corner behind for a goal kick, it's still 1-0, and Chelsea are looking for that equalising goal. But 90 minutes into the game, after an electrifying start, we're still leading by 1, and Ollie Shaw, talk about intelligence from our number 3, storming down the left-hand side of one of his trademark aggressive runs forward, and he stops the ball and turns into the slide tackle of Aguilar, who goes down there. It's so intelligent from Shaw to initiate contact, definite spot kick, no doubt about it, and Toney has a chance to bag a brace inside the first 20 minutes. And he would as well. It was an abysmal penalty, but there was so much power behind it. Kepa actually guessed the right way, but couldn't get a touch on the ball. Toney smashed it home, and whenever I score a penalty, it's a lot more luck than skill. I just thought I'd smash it to the right-hand side. It pretty much went straight down the middle, really. Kepa probably should have got something on it, but he didn't. There was so much power behind the penalty from Toney. Past the Spaniard in a flash. 2-0 Sheffield United. 2 goals for Ivan Toney, and 2-0 was the score heading into the dressing room as well. And in the second half, there was really very little to report. In fact, that right there was probably the best highlight of the second half, and it summed up how the second half went, really. It was a really poor second half display. The first half was superb. Second half, very little to report, but I could not care less. 2-0 the final score, our first clean sheet in quite a few games, and a huge win there at Bramall Lane against Frank Lampard's side. Redemption for Toney, massive 3 points for the Blaze. Ben Godfrey in this game was an absolute brick wall at the back as well, staking his claim for a place on the the plane in the World Cup 2022 in Qatar in the summer. And as you can see by the table, despite getting the win there against Chelsea, we're just like tied to 7th place right now. We might possibly go 1 or 2 places above 7th place, but at the moment we can't escape 7th. We're stuck there at the moment. We're still 7th, 6 games to go, 61 points on the board, only 1 point clear of Everton in 8th, and 2 points behind Manchester United and now Chelsea in 6th and 5th place, 3 points behind Spurs, 4 points behind Arsenal. There are 5 points separating 3rd to 8th. 5 points separate 3rd to 8th. That is just ridiculous. 6 games to go, and that league table there, with Arsenal in 3rd and Everton in 8th, that could be flipped come the end of the season. It is ridiculous how tight it is with 6 games to go, and that's why in every single game, a draw feels like a defeat, and a win is mandatory. And so for our second of 3 big games today, on the back of that huge win there against Chelsea, we now travel to Old Trafford to take on the Red Devils, Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side, away from home. And to start the game off, what a gift we had to go 1-0 up. David De Gea with an error, Shaw crosses, picks out Calvert-Lewin, but the Spaniard redeems himself by making a point-blank save on our number 10. Still 0-0, a howler from De Gea there, giving it straight to Ollie Shaw. We should have capitalised, but it was still 0-0. But in the first half, Shaw was having an absolute blinder. Down the left-hand side, the number 29 couldn't keep up with him. He was at the heart of every attacking move for us. And as we recycle possession, get it outside the area, Barry Walsh plays a sensational through ball to pick out Davy Prupper, and how great was this to see. Prupper runs all the way to celebrate with me on the sidelines as the Blades go a goal up at Old Trafford. The fearless Blades in front against the big side once again. Great ball by the kid there, Walsh. What a ball to pick out Prupper, and on just his 2nd start since returning from the ACL. I said he was going to feel like a new signing, and he's looking like a great signing. 2nd goal for the season. It's 1-0 Sheffield United. Prupper celebrates me on the sidelines with 1 goal up and a chance to make it 2 in the 37th minute, which we would do. Ollie Shaw hasn't scored a single goal for us since coming out of the academy, but he's not a goal scorer, he's a goal provider. Another assist for Ollie Shaw as he rolls it across the face of the goal to pick out Dominic Calvert-Lewin for his 5th goal in 6 games. And again, it was all Ollie Shaw in the first half. United could not cope with him. Picks out Barry Walsh, rolls it across, and Toney could have made it 3, and if it wasn't for the rise block, he would have done so. Still leading by 2 at Old Trafford, but really, we should have been 3 or 4 goals up in this first half. Shaw was an absolute monster. David De Gea was making some brilliant saves to ensure United wouldn't be 4 goals down at the break, but we thoroughly deserved our 2-goal lead at half-time. The away fans in the corner at Old Trafford were bouncing up and down as we led by 2, and in the second half, look at that for a tackle by Scott the Block McKenna. Absolutely superb from our captain there. Great block there, and when United did get a shot away and not blocked by one of our players, who was there? Dean Henderson at his former club making the save as we held on for back-to-back clean sheets, back-to-back 2-0 wins against big teams. 2-0 the final score, and like Nate Diaz said when he beat Conor McGregor in the UFC, I went, I'm not surprised, motherfucker. 2-0 win, and the reason why I'm not surprised we had back-to-back wins against big teams there is because our record against big teams has been absolutely fantastic all throughout the course of the season. We beat Chelsea back-to-back in the Premier League this year. We've beaten Manchester United back-to-back in the Premier League. We've beaten Arsenal this year as well. We've had a great record this season against the big teams, and that's why I'm not one bit surprised. We went to Old Trafford and we looked for the win, and we got the win. We move into 6th place after that win there. 5 games to go. 1 point clear of Everton, now moving to 7th as Manchester United drop down to 8th place. Up to 6th place. 5 games to go in the Premier League season. We still have a shot of Champions League football for next year as we're only a couple of points behind 4th place right now. It has been a thrilling season 3. Our record against the big sides this year has been nothing short of phenomenal. 5 games to go, and I tell you what, man, with all these big wins this season, with all the limbs we've seen in the away end, the scenes we've had with the big victories against the big boys, if we do miss out of European football for next season, I might as well just resign. I might resign come the end of the season if we miss out of European football next season, because we deserve it. We definitely deserve it. We had an incredible season. We deserve to be playing European football next season, Champions League or Europa League, one of the two, but if we do miss out, I'm going to be absolutely heartbroken. It's been an incredible season, and with 5 games to go, no slip-ups now. Win our remaining 5 games, and we will qualify for Europe next season. Anyway, third and final game of today's episode here. As you saw, Pierre Rocher might be joining Reading on a 1-year loan next season and joining his bro Sam Hill at the Medeski Stadium, and we will take on Aston Villa right now in the relegation zone and desperate to climb out of it. A big game here at Villa Park with both teams having so much to play for. Aston Villa looking for Premier League safety, Sheffield United looking for European football. This was going to come down to who wants it more away at Villa Park. And 5 minutes into the game, Davy Prupper almost made it 1-0 with a thunderbolt from range. Shaw offloads it to our number 8, who almost scored a screamer off the crossbar. Still 0-0. What a start that would have been, and what a return Davy Prupper has been since the ACL. Third start and third game where he's looking in the mood, but still 0-0. And in the 12th minute, Ollie Shaw wins it back by his own corner flag, storms down the left. What a run, what a cross, what an assist. Shaw gets his second in 2 games, and DCL is just unstoppable. 6 goals in 7 games for our number 10 as he runs to the cameraman to celebrate with his bros. 1-0 Sheffield United, but all credit to Ollie Shaw as he beats James Bree on the 50-50 tackle, crosses the ball to the far post, picks out Calvert-Lewin. 16 goals even in the Premier League for Calvert-Lewin. And whilst Toney might be going for the record in the Golden Boot, his strike partner this year deserves an awful lot of praise. 1-0, Blades in front, but it didn't last for long. I'm noticing in this year's FIFA, goals do get scored quite often after another one. Douglas Luiz, the former Man City man, puts Aston Villa right back on level terms there, 1-1, with a good finish at the near post, and the hosts are back on level terms, but they should have been behind heading into the dressing room. Wonderful ball over the top for Calvert-Lewin. It was the man I wanted a chance to fall to considering his form this season, but he blazed a half volley way over the bar as it's still 1-1 at half time. But in the second half, we continued to attack, not feeling sorry for ourselves, not taking our chances, continued to look for a goal to get back in front, and we would have done so had it not been for a fabulous save by Tom Heaton. Ollie Shaw to Davy Prupper, a nice little link-up play they've had of late. Great ball by Shaw into our number 8, fabulous save by Heaton though, and it's still 1-1. And with 18 minutes to go, still tied at 1-1, needing a hero to put us back in front when he was quiet in the game. He'd done very little, but Ivan Toney draws level with Mohamed Salah. His 32 goals in the Golden Boot race back a couple years ago saw him claim the record for most goals in a Premier League season with 38 teams in the division. Ivan Toney puts us back in front, makes it 2-1, pressure relieved at Villa Park, and in the 77th minute, a chance to claim the record for himself. And talk about composure from the shocker. Eze, who's been a brilliant signing on deadline day with his skill, evades a man down the right hand side, dinks it into the middle, and look at the team celebrated by Ivan Toney there. Wonderful piece of skill as he celebrates in front of visiting fans, controls it on the chest, and on the volley cushions it into the bottom corner. What a lovely goal, what a lovely finish by Ivan Toney there. That was just such a glorious piece of technique, and you can see what it means to me on the sidelines as well. I was going absolutely ballistic after that goal, knowing that Toney has broken the record. 33 Premier League goals. Of course, he still needs one to catch up with Alan Shearer and Andy Cole for the top of all teams in the Premier League, which of course is 34. But of course, Salah has the record in a 38-team season. 3-1. Toney bags the brace. 3 points for Sheffield United, 3 wins on the trot, but with 2 minutes to go, there was a bit of concern. Scott McKenna would soldier on and complete the match, but he did go down with an injury, and we'll see whether that is an injury or not, or whether he's okay to play in our remaining 4 games in the Premier League season. Regardless, 3-1 the final score, huge win at Villa Park. I said it would come down to who wants it more, and in the end it was us. Massive, massive victory as we keep pace with the boys above us in the Premier League right now. Toney the hero with 33 goals in a Premier League season. Surely that golden boot is his now. But again, shout Dominic Calvert-Lewin out, man. Seriously, 16 goals in the Premier League this year in his debut year. Been fantastic. But as you can see, 4 games to go, 6th place right now, 1 point behind Arsenal in 5th and Spurs in 4th, and only 2 points behind Chelsea in 3rd, but also only 3 points ahead of Everton in 7th and 4 ahead of Manchester United in 8th right now. European football is in our own hands. hands, and we're only 1 point away from Champions League football next season. It is going to be a dramatic finish to Season 3, as we are so close to be playing European football next season. If we let it slip from here, it'll be a massive joke, and I'll never forgive myself. 4 games to go, Crystal Palace at home, Spurs away. What a battle that's going to be in the final game of April, and then Cardiff at home, Cardiff away in Wales, and Watford at home in the final game of the season. Don't miss the remaining 2 episodes of this 3rd season in career mode. It's going to be fantastic. So a big thank you for today's episode, guys. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please drop a like. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the penultimate episode of Season 3 very soon.